Alright, the Paper Plane is a modern classic cocktail that I've never tried, but it has quite the reputation in the cocktail industry. What the heck do you even know about the cocktail industry? You just make videos for YouTube. Now, I've heard some really conflicting opinions about this cocktail. I've heard from some people that it's incredible, you absolutely have to try one, it'll be the best thing you've ever drank, and I've heard from other people that it's pretty unbalanced and really could use a bit of tweaking and maybe just not worth the hype. And you know, that's really not that uncommon for a lot of cocktail recipes. Some people love them, some people find them just to be kind of meh. But see, I have a theory about that. I think that the reason why some people will love a recipe and another person finds it to be kind of mediocre, it all boils down to some of the spirits that you're using. In this case, there are 3. We have 2 that are proprietary recipes that, well, always taste the same, but one of them can be incredibly variable, and that's the bourbon. I mean, for instance, I love a Manhattan, and so I'm pretty partial to a Boulevardier or a left-hand cocktail, but I've made those with Willet bourbon, and I find them to be kind of revolting. Whereas with other bourbons, they tend to be really, really good. And bourbon, as you may know, is incredibly diverse, and trying to figure out which one to use was a little bit of a head scratcher, until I realized that that bottle of Elijah Craig kicking around in my cabinet was given to me by an ex-fighter pilot. And really, what better bourbon to use for a drink called a Paper Plane? Let's mix it up. Now, the Paper Plane has been done to death on YouTube, so why am I doing it? Well, because it's here in the book, and I've actually never had one. So, to mix one up, combine in a shaker tin 3/4 of an ounce of Aperol, 3/4 of an ounce of Amaro Nonino, 3/4 of an ounce of bourbon, and 3/4 of an ounce of fresh lemon juice. Add a single large rock of ice, and shake it hard until the tin is frosted and the ice cube has started to break up. Strain into a chilled coupe, and that is the Paper Plane. All right, my first Paper Plane. Cheers. That's freaking good. In hindsight, why is that the first words out of my mouth? Wow, it's a really interesting flavor, and it keeps evolving. There's like bitterness on the back end that wasn't there at the front. What a neat drink. I'm gonna go for another sip. It's kind of tart, but not too sour. It's got a lot of spice flavor from the Amaro Nonino. You can taste the barrel spice from the bourbon. There's a little tiny bit of bourbon malt that creeps in kind of on the back end, and then on the very tail of it, you get this bitterness that I think is coming from the Aperol. You definitely taste the citrus as lemon, but like lemon with a little something else, and I think that's the orange flavors that are coming through on the Aperol. Is it Aperol or Aperol? I can confirm that a Paper Plane is a delicious drink, and I will definitely be having more of these in the future. Cheers.